Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Hello viewers, welcome to Sharing the Scoop. Today with us we have Vijay Malik, who's in his second year doing MBA from NMIMS Mumbai. So let's hear from him. Hi Vijay, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Hi Trishna, thank you so much for having me here.
So would you like to tell us a little bit more about NMIMS, the course you're doing, and anything in details about the course?
So NMIMS has many MBAs. The major MBA that most of us apply for is called MBA Core. They also have DSA, which is data science. They have a course in real estate, and they also have family management and a few other related MBA courses. But the highest cutoff goes for MBA Core, followed by MBA HR. So in the flagship MBA courses, we have 4 major specializations. Those are marketing and sales. It is together. Finance, supply chain, and general management. General management is more like consulting and a broad man role. We also have HR. For HR, the cutoffs are slightly lower. Now, in terms of the companies that do visit, majorly we do not get marketing roles. We get a few marketing roles from the likes of, say, Sony, etc., Sony, Purple, etc. These are majorly into digital marketing and brand management. But as summer interns, you would probably get sales roles in the marketing domains. Sales would be FMCG sales, B2B sales. So if you go through the placement reports, you can have a fair idea as to the roles that come in. And just saying, this year the placement season has been really good. So please definitely go through the placement reports to have a clearer idea. In terms of the roles that come in for supply chain, major companies that come in are Flipkart, etc. They give supply chain management, they give logistics management, they give inventory management roles. Finance, we have a plethora of roles. So NM is known majorly for sales and finance. In finance, the major companies that comes in is Goldman Sachs. They have many roles across, I think, I'm not very sure, but these are majorly into investment banking. They have global investment research. They have corporate finance. They have audit, etc. Similar roles, highly prestigious roles. Every big finance company, since Mumbai is the financial capital of India, most of the finance companies are in Mumbai and they all visit NM. So I think that is about it. For general management, usually the consulting companies come in. This year, the likes of PwC, EY, etc. Once the placement report comes in, you will have a fair share of which companies come in, and they give you very holistic roles. So which are great for your development, and also the companies will definitely give you a PPO, so you don't have to stress too much about the final placements. So the placements are really nice at NM this year.
And you are doing your MBA in?
I am doing it in marketing and sales.
Marketing.
So my background wise, I'm a fresher. I did my chemical engineering from Dwarkadas J. Sangvi College of Engineering. And to those of you who think that work experience is important, in India, it doesn't really matter, because eventually even I thought that maybe I was a fresher, I would not be at a level playing field, but it isn't like that. Once you're in an MBA, you learn and you grow. Your work experience may know something more than you do, but you bring the energy and you may be better at something else. Hence, do not ever think that you need a work experience. It depends on your situation and how your thinking is, what you want from your MBA.
All right, that was very insightful. So going back to your educational background, you said you've done your engineering and you don't have work experience, and you got into MBA right after engineering. So would you like to tell us your journey from, being an engineer to MBA in marketing? How was your journey, and if you faced any challenges on the way?
So I would like to say that in my second year of engineering, I wanted to diversify my potential. I wanted to try out new things. And I took up a few internships in sales and business development. Now, please understand that marketing and sales are a little different. Please do Google that up as well. And I really like this new sphere of work. And this is when I thought that, okay, my future would probably lie in the world of management. So I had an option that either I could work for 2 years in the chemical industry, or I could eventually directly jump into MBA. And I did not want to waste 2 years. Like, I wouldn't call it wasting 2 years, but I wanted to make the jump immediately. Hence, I directly moved into an MBA. And the few challenges, I think, once you are in the prep zone, I think you will face challenges. Your CAT may not go well. I remember personally, during the XAT exam, there was some problem with the exam. And because of that, the negative marking questions were marked that you can mark them, and they did not have negative marking, but eventually they did. Because of that, my ZAT did not get cleared. For SIBM, I had a technical issue, but these things will just come in your way. It's okay. As long as you are prepared, everyone, it is eventually a level playing field. Everyone is going to face this issue. So just be prepared, be motivated. If one exam doesn't go, there are too many exams that take place for MBA. There are a lot of good B schools, and I'm sure you can get in somewhere.
That's really nice. So, with the switch from engineering to marketing, did you face any challenges on that front, or was it a smooth process because you already knew what you wanted to do?
So personally, I would say that I knew what my skills were. It is very important to know what you want to do. Actually, it is more important to know what you do not want to do. I knew I would not want to get into finance. I knew I did not want to get into technical engineering. So the options that were left for marketing and sales, etc. So what I believe in is that you need to know exactly what you want to do. So moving from engineering to MBA was not very tough because as soon as we got in, so my year, due to COVID, etc., the admissions which usually college used supposed to begin in July, it began somewhere around September. And the placement season does not get affected because the corporates have their own timelines and no college is going to change their time. The corporates would not change their timelines. Hence, immediately we were thrown into the placement season. That is the summer placement cycle. Now the corporates do not expect you to know a lot. The aim of MBA is that you are here to learn. So as long as you know your basics, as long as you are good with people skills, I think you can navigate through the eventual very basic things like, I don't know, many of you would be preparing the BCG matrix and this and that. But I think it may be important for your MBA interview, but I don't think any corporate is going to ask you that, at least for your summer internship.
Okay. All right. So, a little bit more about the preparation. I guess you said you gave CAT and SNAP as well, right? CAT, SNAP, and
Yes.
MAT, and any other entrance exam?
So I would say that each exam was different. So for ZAT, I think we have 3 minutes per exam. For CAT, it is 1 minute per exam. SNAP has about 30 to 45 seconds per question. And NMAT there is no negative marking. The paper pattern for NMAT had changed. I think they had changed the marking scheme. So just go through that once from my year and the last year. But the eventual thing remains same, that you should know what you are good at. So for example, if you are good at, say, some topics of quants, you would want to try and evaluate those questions first, then go to the questions wherein you think you will take more time. So for NMAT, there are 3 sections. Go through each section very well, look out at each question. If you think you can do the question within 30 seconds, go for it. If you cannot, leave it. Once you complete all these questions, then there is the stage 2. Now here you should be able to navigate the question in about 1 to 1.5 minutes. If you can do that, well and good. If you cannot, just leave it. Eventually, there would be a few questions, a little time left. Here you can try out the lengthy ones, and then eventually you will need to place the right, or you will have in for NMAT, since there is no negative marking, choose one option, but always choose the same option. It's not like A kar diya, B kar diya, C kar diya. Always go for B or always go for C. So you have a 25% chance.
So basically, I guess playing according to your strength works better over here. And if you feel you don't know anything, it's better to just leave it instead of trying to attempt something wrong when there's negative marking involved.
Yep.
Okay. And would you like to tell us a little bit about your NMAT paper, the year which you gave, any section that was difficult, which was easy? What was the cutoff that year?
So I think during my time, the cutoff was 210. I had got 216. So I narrowly managed to navigate through the cutoff, but it
Okay.
isn't that tough. So apparently verbal was tough, but then again, you have to play to your strengths. My verbal was strong. Being an engineer, my quant was a little weak. So I concentrated more on logic and verbal, and there is a sectional cutoff as well.
Yeah.
Try making the minimum of each section so that your sectional cutoff gets clear, and then maximize on your strong sections. So I think that is the way to go through NMAT, which is the same this year as well.
All right. So when you got into the college, when you got a call, can you tell us more about the process? How many rounds were there, the personal interview, GD, and any questions if you remember?
So for me, luckily, it was physical. Hence, I could play to my
Okay.
strengths, which were my soft skills and my body language. However, this year they had a written assessment wherein they had given a topic and you were supposed to write about it for about 30 minutes. Now, these topics were, in some cases, they were general, but in some cases, they were a little technical, more or less basis on what your background is. Like, for example, someone would have got, if say I am a chemical engineer, they may want me to talk about the scope of chemical engineering in MBA, something which is related to both fields. Then this was followed by the personal interview. In the personal interview, you have a SOP ready. They will navigate through your SOP as to why you actually want to get into the college. Now, I can tell you for NMIMS, in the NMIMS interview, the only thing they are looking at is if you have decent soft skills, if you can get, if the placement committee can place you. If you have decent soft skills and if you can make a conversation, then they will take you, because eventually you will get placed for the summer internship as well as the final. That is more or less the only criteria. Go through your entire CV that you have been given. Go through that, and I think you're good.
All right. Okay, that's nice. So personal interview was not very technical for you, was it?
It was a little technical, but it was more to, they did try to put me under a little pressures, asking me why I want to get into MBA. But since I knew I had a genuine answer ready, if you do not have a genuine answer ready, try navigating throughout your life and look for instances wherein you use management and play to your strengths again. That's what I think your MBA is also going to be about. Always play through your strengths and try to minimize your weaknesses.
All right. That was very insightful, Vijay. So just to quickly wrap it up, would you like to give any more suggestions or any more tips to the MBA aspirants this year?
So in general, I'm sure all of you have gone through the industry hearsay, etc. So the placements this season have been very good. So ideally, you need to figure out why you are applying for an MBA. Usually, there are three reasons. One is the placement. Second is the networking. Third is the learning. Now you need to know for what you are going. For example, at NMIMS, our batch size is comparatively more. Hence, there are more alums, more networking opportunities. The placements may not be at par with an IIM Ahmedabad, but that doesn't mean that they are bad. You just need to be the best version of yourself. You please figure out as to why exactly you want to do your MBA and then join your B school. That would be great, because learning opportunities are more maybe in IIM, etc. There are some colleges which are very placement related. Some colleges which will give you more exposure to, say, corporate competitions, your industry talks, etc., which again are great learning opportunities and great networking opportunities. But try to make the most of your MBA and learn and grow. That is the whole point of it.
And any more tips for cracking entrance exams or a right approach?
I think give more of mocks. You should know what your strengths are. Give more of mocks. You will understand how to go through particular questions. There are some questions, some the numbers get changed, but then the question remains the same. Then you just need to navigate through them. You will get about 20 to 30% of sort of repeated questions, just a little bit of tweaking. Go through those very well. Go through previous year papers. The papers are sort of similar. And I think you would be able to go it once you have figured out your strengths, and do not try to attempt too many wrong questions. That's it.
Wow, thank you so much for that, Vijay. I'm sure our viewers got a lot of clarity, and it was really nice to have you here and hear you talk. We wish you all the best as well for your placements.
Thank you. Thank you, Trishna. Thank you. And I hope I have added a little bit of quality to the conversation here. Thank you.
You really did.